All right, welcome back to another episode of the Fan Connection podcast. Today we're joined by co-hosts Ponch_YYC and Berta Man, so feel free to check them out on Twitch at their respective channels. I am some lazy guy 09. You can just call me Mike. Keep it simple. But we're back on another episode of the Fan Connection podcast. We're excited for today. You've seen the Marvel What If series. You've seen multiple Spider-Man in a movie. You're about to see... oh my god. You're about to see the multiverse of madness with Doctor Strange. But have you ever seen multiple realities in the NHL? The answer, my friends, is no, not yet. But today, as part of the Fan Connection podcast, we're going to introduce you to several what-if scenarios and alternate realities within the NHL. Yes, you heard that right. Alternate realities in the NHL. Crazy. But before we get into any of that, there's a few things that we want to cover quickly. So today's topics, obviously, we're going to do the what if, and we're also going to do the daily matchups. So at the end of the podcast, we're going to list our matchups for tonight and who we have winning. And Berta will go over the winners and losers from Tuesday's night, and see who's been doing well and who hasn't. In terms of the matchup predictions, spoiler alert, I've been doing terribly lately. Every single time I bet against the Canadians, they win. Every time I said, whatever, I'll be a homer, they lose. So that's been fun. But anyway, we're going to get into a few things that we want to cover before, though. Just some routine maintenance stuff. So quickly, there's a few signings around the NHL in terms of some prospects, some ELC contracts. I know from Montreal's side, Joshua Roy from the QMJHL, he's second in scoring, signed his entry-level contract. I believe kicks in next year. Jaden Struble signed his entry level, and Jordan Harris. So those are some big names. Harris was rumored not to go to Montreal for a long time, but he does end up signing. So that's some good news for Montreal. Do you guys have any other prospects you want to report from your end that you saw sign their ELCs?
Nothing. Not really, but right now, it's the end of the university season. Because I think all the teams that have been eliminated, they're slowly going to start signing out.
Yeah.
They're slowly going to bring in teams that have drafted university players. They're going to slowly start bringing them in.
Yeah,
so,
the Leafs got Abrazizi, I believe, and there's a few other guys out there.
Yeah, so like when Cale Makar, got signed to the Avs, now is around the time when people are coming in from university. Yeah,
and then like the Oilers signed Xavier Bourgault to his 3-year entry-level contract. He's not from that league. He's from the QMJHL as well, but he does sign his entry-level contract. There's a few other players like that as well who have been performing pretty well. So just give you an idea for Xavier Bourgault. I'm trying to say his name, Xavier Bourgault. I think that's another way of saying it. It's kind of interesting. His AAV is $1.1675 million. How's that even possible?
Signing bonuses?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, his cap hit's $925K, but his AAV comes out to 1.1675 because of his signing bonuses. That's interesting because the base salary, right, has to be $925K. That's the maximum for a prospect, but these signing bonuses brings him over. So that's kind of cool for him. Good for him. So hopefully it turns out well for them. They need some depth scoring, and maybe he can help with that. But in other news around the NHL, and actually before we get into that, we have a question from Air Snags. So he asks, how much is merchandise over in Montreal? And I guess we can just kind of expand this to all of Canada. How much does NHL merch cost? Because I know in Montreal it costs... You can spend up to $200, if not more, on a jersey easily. So... It's very expensive.
Even with a name on it, it comes to like probably close to 300, man. Honestly.
Yeah. No name is usually around like 180 to 200. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alberta has 5% tax. No big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So just some tricks around finding some cheap merchandise. Thrift stores. Always go to the thrift stores because like the Flames or whatever. I know they'll donate the shirts that they throw away, like to the crowd. They'll just donate them to the thrift store, so you can pick them up for like $1 a piece. Kijiji, really good. That's where I got my Joe Thornton jersey. I got it for like $20, and it's like it's all embroidered and whatnot. vintage stores. Vintage stores sometimes sell them, or like jersey, like especially in Canada, hockey vintage stores are a thing.
Yeah. Used jerseys too.
Pro Hockey Life. If you time it right, I think I got this one for $100.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm very much so about saving money. And Adidas at certain times, if you look on their website, you can time it so then you can pick stuff up when it hits clearance.
Yeah, and
Wait,
and I
you
saw
can do what?
snags. You can pick up in clearance, like on liquidation, like on sale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I saw Eric Lindros also asked about the tax. So in Canada, at least in Quebec, the tax is about 15%, and it's not included in the price listed. So let's say I'm at a store and I see the jersey for $199.99. That does not include the 15% tax. So just keep that in mind when shopping in Quebec. Unless it says tax included, the tax is assumed to not be included. So you just gotta kind of do a bit of mental math there yourself and try to figure out what it what it actually costs. And if you're at a restaurant, it doesn't include tax or tips. So let's say you're eating at a restaurant, the burger's $15. Well, there's still the 15% tax and the general expected tip of 15% as well. So essentially, you're paying 30% more for everything at a restaurant. So that's something to keep in mind as well in Quebec. Anyway, let's move on to some Ken Holland news. So there's obviously the GM meetings happening in Florida right now. Montreal was there over the week against Florida. They got like, I don't know why the game was close. Honestly, Bobrovsky put up one of the worst performances I've ever seen. But the Florida was way too good for us, and you could tell. But anyway, the point is, I mean, Bobrovsky is going to be brutal if he plays like that in the playoffs. But
oh, Bob.
Oh, geez, yeah, it was bad, guys. But anyway, the NHL GMs have all been in Florida over the week or over the weekend, I believe, and they've been talking a lot. Funny enough, I don't know why my voice just did that, but they've been talking a lot about the LTIR. So, as you know, Tampa, I mean, Montreal's paying $100 million in salary cap right now if you include LTIR because of Weber and Price. But a lot of GMs have been talking about LTIR being an issue, and they want to implement some sort of salary cap in the playoffs. So that way teams like Tampa Bay, Montreal, and many others, like Chicago did it when they won their cups. St. Louis, I think, did it too. Like, basically everyone who's won the cup has done it in recent years because that's just been the loophole, right? But they've been saying that they want to do a salary cap in the playoffs. So that way you cannot ice a team that's over the cap. So let's say, for example, this year, Florida, right? Aaron Ekblad got injured before the deadline. So they made a bunch of extra moves because of that LTIR cap space that they had, right? So then they go to the playoffs. Aaron Ekblad comes back. Boom, they're over the cap. Not a big deal because there's no salary cap in the playoffs. What they want to do is make so there is a salary cap in the playoffs. So what that would mean is Aaron Ekblad would not be allowed to return to the lineup. He'd be out for the playoffs, not allowed to return unless someone else gets injured, and then he can step in, right? So that's what Ken Holland, Edmonton Oilers GM, came out as being the leader of these talks, really trying to get that going, getting that traction going. I mean, among all the other subjects in the NHL that they could talk about that are much more important, they choose not to talk about those. Say, oh, I don't know, player safety, officiating. No, we don't need to talk about those. Let's talk about LTIR because Ken Holland cannot seem to understand what or how to use LTIR. What do you guys think of all this happening? Like, is Ken Holland honestly just too lazy and uncreative to figure out how to use the LTIR properly? Because I mean, this guy doesn't make any trades. It seems like,
Yeah.
He hasn't used the LTIR. Yeah. So what do you guys think?
I think it's just like, okay, yeah. I mean, maybe I don't think he's that dumb. I mean, I hope he's not that dumb because you know what? I was actually talking to my friends, right? I went to a wedding recently, right? And there's this guy there, and we share a very similar name. And so we were just talking. I'm like, oh, what are you up to, like for school? What are you studying? And he said he wants to go into sports management. And he said specifically, he's like, if Jim Benning can have a job for 8 years, then why can't I? Right? And I was just thinking, like, he also mentioned Holland as well. He's like, if Holland and Jim Benning can have jobs for this long, why can't I? And he's just, alluding to the fact that these guys are just, at least from afar are dumb. Like the way they manage their teams is just dumb, right? Maybe they know more and we just don't know as much as that. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I think part of it is definitely, at least from what I see, is he's just done some stupid things. But he actually comes up with a good point. I really don't understand the meaning as to why there is no um what is it, cap limit in the playoffs? Is it because they don't get paid in the playoffs? Is that why?
Yeah, I don't think they get paid in the playoffs, but also I don't know, they just don't have it in the playoffs. And like the reason for LTIR, right? The original reason for it was just to have it so if a player gets injured, you can go then acquire someone to replace that player theoretically with someone of equal talent, right? That's the idea behind it. That way you're not screwed. Let's say like Crosby goes down with an injury. Yeah, I have an extra $8.7 million. But you have no one. You don't have Crosby, right? So you'd go out and get Giroux or someone to replace Crosby, at least kind of replace Crosby, right? Yeah. But the idea is when Crosby comes back, you don't get to keep Giroux. You have to get rid of him. And that was kind of, I think the purpose of it was just to replace the player until he's ready to return. But the thing is, in the playoffs, they never had a salary cap because the players don't get paid for it. So there's no need for a salary cap in the playoffs. And it allows for like off-season moves that would take you over the cap. As long as you're back below the cap before the season, you're fine, right? Like you're allowed to go 10% over during the offseason. Like, anyway, there's a bunch of reasons for that. And then that way, if your player comes back from injury in the playoffs and you can't trade away the other guy, he's still allowed to play because he wants to play. He's part of the team. I think that's also the idea behind it too. Like if Aaron Ekblad gets injured and they replace him, then he comes back for the playoffs, like he'd want to play and you'd want him to play, and you can't just trade away the other guy, right? So
yeah, okay. The way you explained it, then it makes sense. Like I don't think you should actually have. You should probably just leave it the way it is, man. Because like you're right. What if you have an injury, right? You have a star player who's injured, and they're injured for a super long time, but your team makes it to say the third, fourth round, or let's just say third round, conference finals, right? And your player's supposed to miss the entire year, but then they get pushed and they come back. What are you gonna do now? Like if you like let's say the Giroux and Crosby example, right? It's like, okay, yeah, you got Giroux now, you guys are in the third round, but Crosby's making a push to come back and he really wants to play and he makes it for the finals. You can't bench Giroux now, right? Like what are you gonna do? You wasted assets to get him, so now how are you not gonna, you can't not use him, right?
Exactly.
So I think it makes sense. Yeah, that makes more sense as to why there's no cap in the playoffs, I guess, or why those rules don't apply. So Holland, I think if we just discuss this for 5 minutes here and Mike explained it to me, I don't know why you're suggesting this. Maybe just figure out something, Holland. Like figure out something to do with your cap flexibility, because it seems like Mike can figure it out in 2 seconds. So why can't you? That's what I think.
Yeah, and I understand where he's coming from in a certain way though, because teams are blatantly taking advantage of it, right? So the LTIR, the idea behind it is you want it, like you basically want to be able to replace a player, like I said before. But what teams are doing is they realize is the closer you are to the actual salary cap, the more relief you get, right? So let's say the cap hit, like the salary cap max is 80 million on the dot. And if I have 78 million or I have 79 million, the team with 79 million will get more relief than the team with 78. I don't know why, but that's the way it works. Or if the team was at exactly 80, they'll get the most relief possible. So teams would literally, before putting the player on LTIR, will make a trade. That might seem like a nothing trade, just a random roster player in the AHL for a one-way contract or literally anything. That will get them literally at the exact cap. That's what Vegas has been doing. They'll get them the exact max salary, and then they'll put the guy on LTIR, and then they'll make a trade to acquire someone else. Does that make sense? And so that way they get even more relief. They get even more cap space. So that's something they're doing to take advantage of it, and that defeats the purpose of LTIR. And there's another thing where teams like Arizona have been acquiring dead cap, so not real money. They've been acquiring dead cap. So Brian Little, they wanted Shea Weber, but they basically called Bettman, and Bettman told them not to do it. So cool. But like teams like Arizona and Ottawa are acquiring contracts that aren't actually paying the full amount. So they acquire Brian Little, but he's only owed like $5 million out of the 12 that's listed on the cap hit, right? So they're basically not paying the salary cap. Like Arizona's, maybe they're listed as under the like within the salary range, but in real dollars, they're paying well below that. So why isn't Ken Holland mad about those teams? They're not spending any money. right?
I agree. I also think though that yeah, you can be mad at it all you want, but also I think no matter what you do, um, people people in these managerial roles they're gonna find loopholes, and
Yeah,
they're gonna like no matter what you do, right? They're gonna find loopholes. Like I don't even know if you're gonna call this a problem or not, but in the NBA you have load management, and I know a lot of people find it so stupid because
makes
like
sense though.
okay, like like it's like okay, well, Kawhi Leonard's a big example, right? He misses most of the season, and you fans are kind of buying tickets to see your team, and you want to see Kawhi Leonard play, but he's not going to play because of load management, whatever it is, right? But it obviously pays off in the playoffs. Like if you look at the Raptors, I'm a big Raptors fan. They won in 2019. I would say part of that was just because of Kawhi was not he was rested for the playoffs, right? He was rested, and he did what he had to do. Like it was within the rules, or whatever, and
Yeah,
he did what he had to do. He rested, and he was fully available to play in the playoffs, and he dominated. Right, he did great. So I know you can hate it all you want, but I mean it's within the rules. And like my point being is like teams are gonna find ways to find loopholes to make your team better because that's just what you got to do, right? I mean, even in real life, I mean, I'm sure you find loopholes and whether banking or something like that, right? Or just in general, right? You want to find loopholes to make your life better, and I'm sure people do that for their teams as well. So you can restrict it in some sort of way, but I think they're just what's end up going to happen is just another loophole will be created.
yeah, and honestly, it just shows though like the lack of ability to find a priority. Like the NHL, yeah, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. It's like guys, officiating. Your Department of Player
That's the
Safety.
main thing. Yeah.
Like the DOPS and officiating are both jokes. Like everyone knows they're a joke, and they don't talk about it because they don't want to acknowledge it because they like the way it is. The NHL likes the way the DOPS handles things. Like the NHL itself still has yet to acknowledge that repetitive blows to the head cause repercussions in the future. What? Like how have you not acknowledged that yet? Even the NFL, NBA, all of the other major leagues have acknowledged this yet. But hockey, one of the most intense and physically demanding and one of those sports has a lot of blows to the head that don't go checked. Like there's constant fighting, like punches to the face with gloves on. You get hit every 2 seconds, and sometimes your head goes against the glass or the boards, or you hit your head on the ice. Like there's so much head contact in the NHL, and they still refuse to acknowledge that repetitive blows to the head causes degenerative issues with the brain in the future. And like I know Ken Dryden, a former Habs goalie, has been talking about this in spades. Like he's been going on about this on his blog, and not his blog, but on his reports and in his news articles, and which is really good in his writings. He's been going on a lot of cases of it, and there's been so many cases of it that he's reported, and the NHL still refuses to believe that any of this has happened. So I think the league is still a little bit backwards. It's making progress, but eventually we'll see some change, I'm sure. But I think the NHL is stuck in that state where it just doesn't want to change. It wants to try to stay the way it was, and until it realizes that it needs to change in order to stay relevant and grow, we won't see that for a while. I think until we get new leadership, that's when we'll eventually see some change. But let's get in some more positive topics today. We have the What If series. Ponch, you've been kind of quiet today, so I'll let you start it off. What if scenario do you want to start us off with today?
Okay. I'll start us off. I don't know why, but Marc-Edouard Vlasic here has become a little bit of a punching bag. But not a lot of people know that he was a Calgary Flame before he was a San Jose Shark. So, just to revisit the trade was Mika Kipper for Marc-Edouard Vlasic, and I think it was 1-for-1. 1-for-1. Crazy, right? So do you think Marc-Edouard Vlasic would have been a staple in Calgary had he stayed?
Had he stayed? Sorry, what was the question? If he had stayed in Calgary, what?
Do you think he'd be kind of like as well regarded as he is now?
He's not very well regarded now, but
Well, like
at the time, I'm sure he would have developed. I mean, I'm sure he would have.
All right.
You never
what
know.
I'll say is in Daryl Sutter's systems, if the question is if he was on the Flames right now, I would say that he would be much more highly touted than he is right now in San Jose. Under the systems and conditions that the way that the Flames play, I think for sure he would have thrived better than he is in San Jose.
Yeah.
That being said, I also think he would have been paid less. So.
Yeah. And do you think the Flames still make it to the 04-05 finals if Marc-Andre Vlasic's there instead of Mika Kiprusoff?
Who would be their goalie if not Kiprusoff, though? That's the thing.
Wait, 04-05? How old is Vlasic? What the hell?
Yeah, wait, that doesn't make any sense. Vlasic would be long retired.
Vlasic would have played in because the trade was in 03.
What?
What the hell? Was it not just the pick that became Vlasic, though?
So Vlasic and Kiprusoff. So the trade happened in November of 03.
When was Vlasic drafted?
Oh no. Starting. Oh, that's my bad. It was in. Sorry, it was the end of 05. I thought it was 04-05. Okay. So Vlasic would have just come in after that Flames.
His first season was 06-07.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That makes more sense.
Well, that being said, though, I mean.
But what if Calgary doesn't make that trade, though? Do you think they would?
I mean,
what do you reckon?
They still end up with Giordano, so they would have been running Vlasic and Giordano, like Vlasic below Giordano. Vlasic never would have had Burns to complement him early in the at any point when he made his money. I don't know. I don't know if Vlasic becomes Vlasic. I don't know. It's definitely tough to say. He definitely earned his way in San Jose, and I don't know if he would have made it in Calgary, because Calgary had Giordano, they had Phaneuf. They were pretty good on the left side. So I don't know if Vlasic would get that opportunity unless he played the offside. Unless he played his right side.
Yeah, but honestly though, I think the Flames are still better off though, regardless, just because I mean, who would be their goalie?
Exactly.
Right, for like a decade.
Jamie McLean. There's not a couple. There's nobody in particular.
Like in between Markstrom and Kiprusoff. Like even then
they've had like a cycle.
They had a Riddick at one point. Yeah, it was...
Yeah. So I think obviously I guess it worked out more like
it worked out on both
yeah, I guess so, but the positive is definitely more for the Flames, I would say. Like as in like just for whatever player they would have, I think they're better off of Kiprusoff for sure.
Yeah, I don't know actually. I think Nabokov and Kiprusoff are kind of on par.
I don't know about that. I mean, I think Kiprusoff had like pretty elite years, if I remember, compared to like I know
Nabokov.
Nabokov had some good years too, but I think Kiprusoff's heights was a little bit higher than Nabokov's heights. I can double check though. Let's see.
And just while you're looking that up, I just don't see how Calgary loses this trade just because they don't have Vlasic's contract on the books right now. Like, to me, that's just an automatic win. Because the fact that San Jose's stuck with Vlasic's contract, and I'm sure some other team can resuscitate his career and revive him if he wasn't making $7 million. But he's making $7 million a season for the next 4 seasons. So,
yeah, well, that's
I just don't see how you succeed with that.
Bad contract. But also, like, are you going to lose Vlasic? Are you going to lose the core that you have because at the time? Yeah. Because Vlasic would have been 29.
That's a losing contract that you sign no matter what. Like, by signing that contract, you lose the contract. Like, that's you paid him for what he was, right?
Yeah.
That's the same thing as what's going to be with the JT Miller extension.
Yeah.
The first 2 years,
the Flames haven't been to the finals.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, you don't know. That's the thing. I don't know if we want to talk about that now, but like, hear me out, yo.
I'm just saying.
All right. Would you sign Gaudreau long time, or would you sign Miller long time?
Gaudreau.
Gaudreau?
You kind of have to bite the bullet.
I think
I'd sign either one. Like I'd sign either one.
Do you know that they're the exact same age?
I'm pretty sure they are. Yeah.
Gaudreau came in later, right?
Yeah, but they're the same age though. Well, why would you sign Gaudreau long term over Miller?
I'd say both. Like I wouldn't sign either one over the other.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
I'd take Gaudreau, but that's more because I'm a homer.
I'm just
Right.
saying though. Like I'm just saying you're not signing that contract for its longevity. You're signing it for the first 3 years of the deal, and you're accepting that in the last 4 or 5 years of the deal, it's going to be an overpayment, right? You're just kind of accepting that. You're just signing them because you want to keep them, and they played well for you.
4 or 5 years. That's a long time though. Like you can think that. I mean, that's definitely like something that could happen. Yeah, like he can completely fall off a cliff in those extra 4 or 5 years for either player, but also, man, we're seeing like more players of later age just being better, like than we'd expect them to be, and almost forming their contracts.
Yeah,
you know, and I think it's like it just depends, right? Like if your game is purely based on speed, you might be screwed, right? But also other players have just adapted over time as well, right? And it just depends. It just depends who the player is and how their style is. Like I know Gaudreau's game is like he's a really good skater too, right?
Yeah,
but he's also really good at just playmaking, right? So that could obviously stick with him. I mean, I know Thornton obviously stayed around for so long. His playmaking is amazing. Like his whole career, he's one of the best passers we've ever seen in like this generation, right?
Yeah.
So there's that. Anyway, this is besides the point. Kippersoff and Nabokov. So Kippersoff's heights, he had 933, 917, 923, 920 a couple times. Nabokov's highest was a 922. Everything after that is like his league average, his season average or career average. Is 911. So it's lower.
It's like league average goaltending, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So I would say Kippersoff's heights was a little bit higher.
Yeah, but then there's also times where Kippersoff had a lower.
Yeah, he had some pretty bad numbers too, but so did Nabokov, I guess, right? So
they're about the same. Just Kipper has which is a shame because he should be in the Hall. I don't know if he's Hall of Fame worthy, but he should.
Kippersoff?
Be. I think
he's there for a long time. Like I think
Kippersoff, he can still probably get in, right? I mean, like
I think so, but it's kind of weird that he hasn't come up as often.
So he played in Calgary, and that's probably the reason why. It's not like Calgary isn't known as like one of like the most popular teams, right?
No.
So,
but
Kippersoff or Nabokov does have one thing over Kippersoff though.
The Calder, right?
No, do you want to guess? Well, I mean, maybe, I guess that, but there's something else that's more important than the Calder that he has over him.
President's Trophy?
Vezina?
Nope. Any more guesses?
A playoff round win? Like
he has a goal.
No. Well, he might have a goal, but he has 15 assists, and Kippersoff has 10 career assists. So there you go.
And a goal.
5 more assists than Kippersoff.
I don't know. I don't know if you can really consider that for goalies.
All right.
Should we move on to the next one?
Move on to the next one.
All right.
So my second one is, what if Eric Lindros stayed with the Nordiques? What do you guys? I think
Lindros stayed with the Nordiques.
Yeah. So for those who don't know,
what was the trade? Like, what did they get for him again?
I'll pull it up.
It wasn't great.
But for those, it actually wasn't as bad as people think.
No, definitely not. But it still wasn't amazing either.
Just for those who don't know, Eric Lindros is kind of notorious because he pulled an Eli Manning before it was an Eli Manning essentially pulled an Eric Lindros. So Lindros told the Nordiques, and it wasn't because he didn't like Quebec or anything, it was just the management, that he wouldn't play for the Nordiques if they drafted him. But the Nordiques were like, this is a once-in-a-lifetime player. We're still going to draft him. And then once they realized that, he was kind of set and wasn't going to move, the Nordiques trade him to Philadelphia. So for what they got was Peter Forsberg, or the Nordiques got Peter Forsberg, Mike Ricci, Ron Hextall, Steve Duchesne, Kerry Hoffman, Chris Simon, 2 first-round picks, and 15 mil.
And what did the first-round picks become?
This isn't a trade tree, so I don't know.
Oh.
I've got to look up the trade tree. But aside from that, I think I'll see if I can find it when we're talking about it a little bit later on. But at the time, the Nordiques were like on the way up. They were just on the young side. So who they had at the time of the draft was they had Joe Sakic, Matt Sundin. They had legend Guy Lafleur, known Nordique. They had Owen Nolan, and then they were like, that was their core. And they had Stéphane Fisset. Fisset if you're French.
Why would he not want to join those guys though? Like those names you listed, why would you not want to play for those guys?
It was the management. It was entirely because of the management.
Right. And honestly, looking back on it, I think the Quebec Nordiques were better off with him leaving. Like, because I know the Nordiques ended up moving, right? But I don't think that had anything to do with Lindros. Like, I don't think Lindros would have saved that franchise. I really don't. Mm-hmm. I think they were going to move no matter what, quite frankly. So they ended up moving to Colorado, right? The Nordiques moved to Colorado. And boom, they get Patrick Roy and they win a few cups. They didn't need Lindros. They had Forsberg, they had Sakic, they had Foote at one point as well, Adam Foote, I think. And you had Patrick Roy net. Like, you didn't need Eric Lindros. And quite frankly, I have a lot of respect for Lindros as a player. He's a very good player, but he got injured a lot. And that's not something you necessarily need. Like, he had to retire younger than he wanted to because of all the head injuries he got. So it just sucks. Like, obviously I would have loved to see a long Lindros career free of injuries, free of head injuries, but it's not the case. So I think honestly Quebec, like, yeah, they moved cities, but I think that would happen no matter what. So the organization itself honestly ended up benefiting. Yeah, Lindros formed a really good line in Philly, and it was really scary. Like, they were a really good line, the line of doom or something like that. But I think Colorado / Quebec should be happy. They won a few cups not too long after that. So what's there to hate, right?
I think they could have won cups either way, though. I think they would have won cups either way with Eric Lindros or
Peter
Forsberg. Because so the year after, because Peter Forsberg didn't play until later on. He was still developing in Europe.
Which might have benefited them.
Yeah. Joe Sakic took a step with 94 points. Sundin became a 70-point scorer. And then Nolan Olin went from 18 to 73 points. So you had a really good core there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a crazy
And
jump.
I could definitely see had they picked up a goaltender and had they had like Eric Lindros, I definitely could have saw them like competing for the cup a lot faster, even a lot quicker. Because Lindros put up in his first year 75 points, second year 97 points, 44 goals,
right?
Year after that, and he's doing it in, like, I know we want games played, but when you're putting up 70 points in 46 games,
yeah,
you're right, and 15 points in 12 playoffs games, like, he had 115 points in 73 games. So yeah, like, the only time like Lindros played 80 games was in 02-03, still put up 53 points, but
that's the end of his career.
Yeah. But look at this pace, though. So I think
Which pace though? Like his career pace, or like just in general?
just in general, look at the pace that he scored goals. I think had you have somebody like Owen Nolan or Joe Sakic take the load off him, I think he could have played a little bit longer and just played just as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see how. Like if I'm a team and I'm an organization, I prefer the guy who's going to stay the entire season and put up, say, 90 points in 82 games, over the guy who's going to put up 115 in 46. Or, sorry, 70-something in 46. Because I want consistency. I want a lineup that's going to gel and develop chemistry. Like, yes, the Legion of Doom, that's what they're called. Mm-hmm. Yes, the Legion of Doom was a great line for Philadelphia. I think that's what they were called, with Lindros and the other two guys on the line. I don't remember who they were, unfortunately. Yeah. But yes, they were great all together. But the thing is, they weren't always playing because he was always injured. And I don't think they ever won a cup, right? They never won a cup together.
No.
So there you go. And the injury concern carries into the playoffs. One bad hit when the game gets more physical, Lindros is out. Your best player's gone. So I prefer Forsberg, who could balance the center roles with Sakic for a longer term. Like, he's not going to get injured. He's going to last longer. He's going to have a longer career. That's just a win for me. Like and you got a bunch of other assets as well in that trade.
Yeah.
You got 2 first-round picks and Peter Forsberg. That's already better than what, like, Jack Eichel.
And Ron Hextall.
That's better than what Jack Eichel went for. So, you know, and I know I'm not saying Jack Eichel's as good as Eric Lindros. I'm just saying Jack Eichel's a second overall pick. Lindros at the time wasn't even proven yet. He was a first overall pick. It just goes to show what the value's like, you know? Mm-hmm. So honestly, Quebec did great in that trade if you look back on it.
It's solid. And then Peter Forsberg ended up going to Philly anyways.
Exactly. So, I mean, I guess Philly can't complain too much, but that was also near the end of his career, correct? For Forsberg?
Yeah.
So, and they didn't get a cup out of it. So, I'm just saying, who got the cups? I know it's a different city, but the Colorado / Quebec Nordiques organization got the cups out of it. Philadelphia didn't. So, congratulations, Colorado, you win. Like, that's just how I look at it, right?
Yeah. But then, like, also, how often do you get a Sakic, Nolan, Forsberg,
core,
Patrick Waugh, Nolan, Foote? That's a tough core to beat.
I thought it was Adam Foote
in general. Was it Adam Foote?
Yeah, Nolan Foote's the prospect. Foote. Yeah.
Nolan,
or prospect. I don't know how much of a prospect it is anymore,
but you got those on a. That's a good core. That's a really good core, especially during like the Detroit, like, Colorado series. Like, that would have been a fun time in hockey.
Mm-hmm. Like, honestly, a career where Lindros didn't get hurt as much would be insane. That'd be a really fun alternate reality where Lindros contends with the likes of Gretzky and Lemieux, but it didn't happen. So same with Crosby. Like, imagine a reality where Crosby didn't get injured as much, especially in his prime. Like, yes, Crosby's amazing now. He still's one of the best players in the league now at his age. But imagine if he never got injured. Like, that'd be insane. So it's always fun to think about that.
All right, that's my 2. That's my 2 to think about.
All right, can I do one of mine fast, and Berta will, like, flip flop between us?
Sure, let's do it.
Awesome. So my what if, I'm excited about this one. What if Carey Price never got injured from Chris Kreider? What if Chris Kreider, instead of sliding skate first into Carey Price, like a gentleman, tucked his skate in, so he went maybe knee first, shin pad first, shin first, anything but skate first into Carey Price's groin? I see a Carey Price that's still playing right now, to be honest with you. Even if we don't end up winning the cup, everyone said that was our year to win, honestly. If you look back on it, that was the year Montreal should have been able to win, because they forced a Game 6 with Dustin Tokarski as their goalie. Like, that's already impressive as it is. They had prime PK Subban. Thomas Chabot was playing out of his mind. Pacioretty. They had a really good core at the time, and they were all playing at their best selves. Like, Galchenyuk was pretty good that season too, I believe. That was one of Galchenyuk's best seasons as well. So you look back on that team and you're like, damn, that team should have been able to win the cup, man. They had some good defensemen there. And Lucky Looney says, do you miss watching PK Subban spins? I absolutely do. PK Subban was the most exciting player I've ever seen in a Habs uniform, other than maybe Carey Price. I'm not joking. Like on any night, Subban would just do something crazy that would just be like, wow, he just did that. I remember one time Subban takes a stupid penalty. My dad and I were at a a local pub and grill, and we were watching the Habs game just for fun. And I remember we were watching, having dinner, and we were like, oh damn, Subban took a stupid penalty. Then all of a sudden, he gets out of the box, gets a breakaway, messes up, but does a wraparound and beats the goalie. We were losing our minds. Not losing our minds, but we were like, what the hell just happened? He just made the games more fun, more entertaining, as you say, Lucky Looney. I appreciate that. I appreciate your comment. So yeah, like, I missed that, but more importantly, Carey Price, man, if he never got that injury, and that injury's been nagging him for the rest of his, like, since then. He's never been the same since that injury. You've seen it. Like, that was the year he had the crazy numbers, and then he's just never really been the same since. So maybe we'll get him back after taking basically a full year off. He's training now with the team, so maybe we'll see the Carey Price we all know and love. But honestly, even if we didn't win the cup that year, which I think we kind of would have, if not for that injury, although Lundqvist in his own right was a great goalie too, contending with Quick. But I think Montreal would have been able to beat LA. I think they would have been able to. So, and even if they didn't, I just see a better world for the Canadians where Carey Price is playing insane. Like, honestly, it's better for hockey. Like, if you saw if Carey Price was always as good as he was in that season, or even if it was like 90% of what he was that season, that's good for the game of hockey. Because since then, he's just been a shell of himself, and everyone just kind of gangs up on him, right? Everyone likes to make fun of the fallen star. So, hopefully we can see a rebound for Price. It makes me sad to think about that he got injured like that, especially it was a breakaway where the guy misses by literally a field goal. Like, Chris Kreider, I think, scored a field goal on that play. That's how bad his shot was. And he falls like from well beyond the hash marks and just slides right into Price, skate first. Like, I'm sorry. He did that to Fleury. He did that to Craig Anderson. He did it to Fleury again. That guy had a reputation. He did it on purpose. I don't care what anyone says. I think he wanted to hit Price. I don't think he meant to do it that badly. I don't think he meant to hit him with his skate and injure him. Like, that's definitely not what he meant to do. But he definitely didn't want to get out of the way either. He wanted to kind of... I think his goal was to disrupt Price and throw him off his game. Obviously, I don't think players in the NHL go to try to injure and end people's careers. Like, I don't think that just happens anymore. Like, maybe the odd douchebag does that, but I don't think Chris Carter is that bad. I just think he was trying to disrupt Price, and I think it just went too far, right? I think it was a bit of an accident because he didn't mean to hurt him like that, but I still think he didn't try to get out of the way. Like, he literally had like not 20 seconds, but he had quite a few seconds to try to get out of the way, or at least move his skate or move his legs or just try to stop, and he didn't. So, and he missed the net, like I said, by an easy field goal. Like, I think I could hit the net better than that, which is saying something. So,
yeah. I'm just watching it right now.
It's bad, man.
And it's not good. But in the defense of Chris Kreider, he's tripped up. I can't see you.
I don't know which defense. It was probably like Palmero or something like that.
He was tripped up first, and then his feet are in the air.
Yeah. Put your feet down. What are you doing?
Dude,
he puts his feet in the air at Price. You see it. He points his skates at Price, blades first. What the fuck are you doing? Anybody knows not to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, like, I understand if you're tripped up and you get your feet pulled out from under you, because he's leaning forward, gets tripped up, falls backward. So I understand it's a tough accident.
But that's so fast, man.
I know. I'm being a little harsh, but I'm just saying, like, he's got his skates up as he's going into a player. Like, I don't know. That's just like.
Yeah, but like watching it in real time though, like it's like
maybe I just remember it as a slow motion car crash. Maybe that's my issue.
Yeah, and like real time, that is extremely. I didn't even know it was that fast. That was a really fast play.
Oh yeah, okay. From what I remember, he was much further out, but still, he missed the net by an easy field goal, guys. Like,
yeah, but also he got slashed and he's got his feet out from under him.
Not when he shot it.
Okay.
Not when he shot it.
He got shot. I'll show you the exact freeze frame when he got tripped, and he's like foot away from the net. Wait, hold on. Actually, I don't even know how I can show you, but
Share your screen.
Send it to me on. Yes, share your screen. Actually, that's even better.
okay. Oh, I don't want to open Streamlabs.
Here, I have this PK Subban moment from Lucky Looney got me the PK Subban moment. But after we've watched this, we'll watch the PK Subban moment. Rewind it a bit though. Who is that? I'm trying to remember who number 20 something was. 22.
I can't think of who it is.
That's Mark. 74 is Markov.
He's still like up here and like.
What's that, Emlyn? That's Emlyn.
Let's see.
Mm-hmm. I feel bad too because like.
That's not as bad as I remember it being. Actually, that's not that bad.
Like this is when he got tripped, and like, how are you gonna maneuver anything?
What kind of shot is that though?
This is like when he's in the process of falling though, right? Like if you look,
he's already
Was that Paul Mara?
Oh, he's at the marks.
Oh, it's Taylor Weiss. Oh no one hit his skate. No one hit his skate. Dale Weiss missed a stick lift. Watch.
Let's see.
No one hits his.
No, he got hit right
that
there.
one. Yeah, Emlyn.
This guy.
Fucking.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's when he got hit. Like this is when he's like already like he's.
Yeah, but he never got slashed. There's no reason for him to miss them at that. It's not even that bad though.
But he got off balance right here. If you're going at that speed and like that right skate got hit,
and it is a rolling puck too. It is a rolling puck.
And if you watch it, you'll see the stick curve around his ankle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I feel so bad because there are times in sports where it looks like
that just hurts so bad to watch.
It looks like unless you're like Zaza Pachulia, it looks a lot of people don't want to stick their feet or under your ankles when you play basketball. But unless you're Zaza Pachulia, I don't
know, guys. I think he just slips. Like he just slips. Watch, because the sticks are. Watch.
Right there.
Press play. Right, he's not falling yet. He's not falling yet. But then he falls when he shoots. Look, he falls on his own. He falls on his own, guys. Look at this.
Okay, watch. You play ice hockey. When you get hit in the skate like that,
it's not that drastic though. Unless Emlyn's a fucking Superman.
He's diving at him.
No, look. Look at that. No one's touching him when he falls. He falls because he misses his shot. Watch.
But look, he's off balance because look how far.
Yeah, he is off balance. But look at the way he falls, though. Look, guys, he throws his feet on him. He throws his feet at him.
Angle, though, man.
Look at who falls like that.
I'm gonna come from a reverse angle.
Ice hockey, you know this.
Yeah, I play ice hockey. I've never fallen like that before.
Can I share my screen?
Oh Jesus! Just try to go for his balls there. Lucky Looney's on my team here. Okay. Hey, we're watching Ponch's stream now. We got a different angle at it.
From what I see though is, look at that. That's a slash.
That stick bent like crazy. Okay, that's a bit more excusable. I didn't realize his stick bent that much. Emlyn's got a fucking arm on him, man. Holy shit!
Like he got tripped up.
I guess Emlyn is Superman. But he did miss the net by a fucking mile.
When you're refooting like that, it's like it's hard to like refoot you. You know what I mean? Like it's like
I feel bad.
I didn't play. I'm not an expert at ice hockey. I've never really played professionally ice hockey like ever, or like not professionally. Like you know what I mean, right? But like just knowing like when I skate, like if I get hit and I'm trying to like get my footing back, it's like it takes like at least a step or two. And if you're going at that speed, like Kreider's a really fast skater. So, and you can tell he's going to the net really hard. Like, don't get me wrong. I definitely know, like, he was going for the net. He's trying to drive the net. That's how he is as a player. Like, he just does it all the time, right? And it's like, I don't know. That's just how he is. And I mean, like, that's fine. But, like, I guess this is the worst case scenario of what could have happened. And it did happen. And
you do see other plays like that, too. Yeah. It's just the way his feet go up. I've never seen someone fall like that. It's like he's trying to slide. Does that make sense? Honestly, maybe he's thinking he's going to hit the boards, so that's why he puts his feet up like that. That way he slides in the boards more comfortably. And that way he kind of just rolls up the boards and doesn't compact against them. But I don't know. It looked really weird the way he fell. That's all I'm saying. But you guys want to see the PK Subban moment that I was talking about? Thank you, Looney Sports. Lucky Looney. Lucky Looney Sports.
But also, like, how often do you really want to shoot off balance, getting slashed? driving the net into another.
Yeah, Emlin's got a friggin' arm on him, man. That stick bent in half. Holy shit.
Yeah, that angle's crazy.
That was kind of nuts. All right, unless he's playing like 30 flex. I don't know how it bent that much. Holy.
Yeah, that's not a, like, he's not Johnny Gaudreau.
That's a testament to saying, like, how fast Kreider is actually going, though. Right? Like, right? Like, the impact of your stick bending that much, it's like, it bends that much for, like, you know, shooting a puck. So it's like, anyway, go on.
Kreider's the real fastest.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah, let's see it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, why can't I play it? Oh, wait.
It's playing.
There we go. It's not letting me play it on my end though. Can I send you guys a link and you just play it for me?
Yeah.
It's not letting me play it.
Oh, send it in your chat and I'll bring it up.
Okay. I'll just send it in stream chat.
Cool.
But Lucky Looney's on my side. I just look. I don't think he meant to hurt. Like I said, I don't think he meant to hurt Price like that at all. I don't think he meant to injure him that bad. I think he was just trying to get in his head and throw him off his game. It doesn't I just don't think he wanted to get out of the way. Does that make sense?
This has become a reaction stream and I'm here for it.
Right? I just see it in a different way. Like, especially seeing it at full speed. Like, the distance between
look at this,
when
guys.
you got tripped.
Oh, look at this, guys. Oh my god, look at this dude. Oh my god, he fell. Look at this. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm so happy I saw that. Oh my god.
Alright, let's
Yeah, that's crazy.
Dude, go all the way back. That's Tyson Barrie taking that stumble, is it? Yo, take that from the beginning, Punch. Take that from the beginning. Oh my god.
I haven't seen that goal in forever.
Who is that? Is that Tyson Barrie? He's making Tyson Barrie look like a slow. Oh my god, Tyson Barrie, take that L. Take that L, Barrie. Oh my god.
Out is Barrie. Psych.
Take that L, Tyson Barrie. Oh my god. Do you guys mind, Berta, do you mind ending your stream unless are you trying to show something or?
Oh no. Oh, is it still showing?
Yeah. It just says watch stream. There we go. But yeah, I think that PK Subban was one of the most electrifying players to ever put on a Habs jersey, at least in my time as a Habs fan. And the team at the time was not ready for it. The management system wasn't ready. Ownership wasn't ready. Just their organization as a cultural thing wasn't ready for PK Subban because the first thing they try to do is drive him out of town. They just, or not drive him out of town, but suppress his personality. They wanted to put him down. No, team first. No, you're not allowed to have a personality. They did the same thing with Caulfield. Before new management took over and before they hired Chantal Machabé as the head of communications for the Habs, Cole Caulfield was told not to show his personality in interviews. He was literally told, just say the routine thing. Just say, oh, gotta get the pucks in. Just say the routine shit everyone says. Like, don't show anything. Don't give them anything. And then Chantal Machabé, however you want to pronounce it, comes in and she's like, oh, you'll be yourself. Like, we see, like, you're so happy all the time with your teammates. Like, you're always so lively. Like, but then in the interviews, you're so quiet and you just don't say anything. He said, oh, well, I was told not to. Like, the Habs did not deserve Subban when they got him. And I honestly wish PK Subban, let's say he was coming up as like the way he was coming up now. If he was coming up with this management team and this core, oh my god, that'd be just imagining that makes me so happy. And oh man, if they bring PK Subban back, that'd be kind of fun. I don't think he'd be the same, obviously, but it'd be kind of fun. So I guess that's like a PK Subban / Carey Price what if scenario. But
yeah,
I love that. That was fun. Berta, what do you got for us?
All right. Before I continue, I just want to think how much time we are going to spend on this because I have 3. And how many more do you have, Mike?
I'm not going to do my other ones. That was too fun. I like that one too much. That was like almost 20 minutes. So
yeah. Okay. I'm going to give you guys one that... Okay, I'll give you guys a fun one. So, you guys tell me what the second half of this trade is, okay? Alright, so the Canucks acquire 2017 second round pick, ended up being Jonah Gadjevich.
He's still like 24, right? Or 23? So he's still young.
Yeah, he's pretty young.
What team does he play for?
Not them.
Right now he's
Not yet.
San Jose, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
anchoring
Yeah.
our blue line, baby. Or sorry, our fourth line.
He's a forward, yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
basically,
Left wing power forward,
this-
NHL 22, baby.
this
Yeah.
happened in October 2015, and we received a 2017 second round pick. That could have been in 2016, 17, or 18, and that was the condition. Can you think of who we traded for this? Who do we trade for a pick that could have been in 2016, 17, or 18 back in 2015?
Who did you trade to the Sharks? No, wait. Who did you trade with?
Columbus.
Columbus with Vancouver.
All
Columbus with
right,
Vancouver? Who the hell did you trade to Vancouver in 2017?
Ooh, 2015. 2015. And we trade. This is how wild it is, okay? This happened in 2015, but we got a second round pick that could have been in 2016, 17, or 18. Like, who the hell does that? Like,
I don't know.
And it ended up being a 2017 pick. Okay. Do you give a
was
punch?
this year, like, no, it's too early. So 2015. What was Columbus? All right, everybody in chat, what are we doing?
What was Columbus doing in 2015? They were still kind of rebuilding, weren't they? They weren't that good.
Yeah.
So it would have been, because Nash would have been.
No, it's not Tyler Mott because they gave up the player for the pick. So they wouldn't be giving up Tyler Mott and then get him back later. What the hell?
All right.
Columbus seems so miserable.
Yeah.
I think if anyone was to get this, it would be Punch because he always has like these wild, like his coach's challenge thing, for example, but he just knows all these little history things. So it wasn't a player he traded. He traded a coach by the name of John Tortorella. So
wait, you gave him the coach for a second round pick?
Yeah, we
wasn't even worth.
They basically gave John Tortorella signed. I guess he was on leave or something. I don't even know. I can't even remember honestly what happened. But essentially, it was Tortorella for Jonah Gadjevich, right? And I'm saying if that didn't happen, we wouldn't have signed Willie Desjardins for like 3 years of absolute trash and Travis Green. Like Willie Desjardins, honestly, that was probably like the worst era of Canucks history. Like the 2 or 3 years that he was here. Like it was honestly so bad. I cannot even like we actually had some good like we still have the Sedins, right? I mean and they were still fine within like the twilight of their career. They're still 50-point guys.
And this is like, the Louis Eriksson era honestly, too.
Exactly. It was the worst era of Canucks history, and I didn't even like Tortorella that much, man. But like at the end of the day, if we just kept Tortorella, we wouldn't have to deal with that. We would have had at least somewhat decent competitive teams, I would say. And like Tortorella went on and beat the best team in NHL's history, like or at least regular season history in Tampa Bay in the year where they won. Like they broke all their records and all that. And yeah, I don't know. I don't even think we would have had Travis Green either, right? Like I think like Travis Green, like he was fine, but I honestly thought even when he was here and people were saying, oh, they had a great run in the playoffs, I thought it was overrated, man. I don't think it was like
it was all Demko
Travis Green at all.
There's a goal.
Marsham, Demko, Pedersen was everybody was having like career years that year, right? Like everyone was just playing great. And I'm sure Travis Green probably has some say in it and some part of it, but dude, that team was so good, and like he had an even better team this year and last year, and they performed so much worse. So like it was like ridiculous. I mean, yeah, we lost Markstrom, but we also gained like Demko was definitely filled that void, right? And like Toffoli, sure, whatever, but he only played like 10 games for us, right? And
that wasn't bitter.
Yeah, but like I'm just saying, like if we kept Tortorella, like Gadjevich turned into nothing. I mean, maybe he turned into something in San Jose, but like you definitely did nothing since we drafted him. And who knows, man? Who knows what would have happened? Maybe we would have made the playoffs more than once in since 2015. I mean, I guess 1 year, right? That's 7 years ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Who knows?
And to answer Chad's question, Spyro from Naruto, yes, you can trade staff members. So let's say you have a coach and they want to move on and another team wants them, you can receive something as compensation for giving them the rights to that guy or that person.
Yeah, and
I think this thing happened with Rutherford when he left Toronto. I think
so. Yeah.
Or Trotz when he left Washington. I'm not sure though.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, who knows? Like if Tortorella had the 2019 team, like how things could have been different, right? I mean, he is like at least he has shown that he could be a good coach. Willie is never shown to be a good coach.
Mhm.
Travis Green is like,
I mean,
he doesn't have a job right now, so I mean, all you have to base it off of is Vancouver, and I mean, yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
But I actually have a good what if scenario though.
yeah.
That's not related to this, unless you guys wanted to add anything to
Yeah,
this at all.
just quickly, for Tortorella, I think like Barry Trotz, he's the type of coach. If you're a team that does not want to spend money and does not want to like spend money on good players and just wants to be at the cap floor, him and Torts are the perfect coaches because, well, especially Trotz, because Trotz can run a system and make anybody look better than they are. Because he took a pretty, let's be honest, mediocre Islanders team and made them really good. Until this season because they had a terrible stretch of injuries / a 13-game road trip to start the season because of reasons. But I think Tortorella is the same thing. Like star players absolutely loathe the guy because he plays such a structured game, such a systems game that it drives stars crazy because they don't want to play that. Like they want to be able to make reads and they want to be able to be creative and they want to be able to be offensively minded. You know, they don't want to have to worry. Obviously they play a bit defensive, but they don't want to have to be like a full defensive team. So if you're a team like Arizona or a team like Ottawa, especially Ottawa, I think Torts would be a really good coach for Ottawa actually, where you don't want to necessarily have a bunch of star players and you don't want to spend a lot of money, but you want to have a team that's going to work hard every night. He's your coach, right? But if you're a team that has some star players like that Columbus team or that Tampa Bay Lightning team, they had Stamkos, they had St. Louis, they had Le Cavalier, they had stars, man. Like they didn't want to play for. They all hated Torts. Yeah, like as a coach at least, they liked him as a person, as far as I could tell. Like St. Louis still had good things to say, but they all hated playing for him as a coach because of how structured he was. So Torts definitely has like a lifespan or like a expiry date for a lot of teams that he coaches.
He's a good like short-term coach.
Yeah, because guys get sick of him. But if you're a team that's not going to, like, if you want to build a team around a coach instead of around players, he's one of your guys. Like, as long as you keep bringing new guys to play in his system and you keep some guys who like his system, you're set. Like, he's a good coach. He's objectively a good coach. He's got a good hockey mind. It's just, he's a little outdated in certain things, and stars hate him or hate playing for him. At least, I hate him as a person. That's a little harsh, but still.
I mean, you always hear like there are players who obviously love him, but like you're right, like it goes like I guess all the stars left him, right? At least if you want to look at Columbus, they all left
especially
him, so.
Columbus,
yeah.
And then also just for all you Jonah Gadjevich fans, I just wanted to report that he's tripled his all-time point total since joining the Sharks.
What, from like 2 to 6 or something?
No, he went from
like
0
points, right?
to he went 0 to 3. He's got
Is that triple?
He's got
though?
a total.
Because 0 times anything is 0. It's not triple. He just added 3 points.
I actually I'm trying to see because it says he has 4 NHL points, but he only has 3 with the Sharks.
So he had 1 with Vancouver then. So he did triple it then.
I guess, but I can't find it. I don't know where it is.
They just made up a point for him. They're like, we'll give him an extra point. Why not?
Yeah. Shout out to all the Jonah Gadjevich fans, though.
My my actual one though that I'll say that actually would have impacted the NHL a little bit, at least in the 2014 Stanley Cup, would be so the LA Kings won the Stanley Cup in 2014 over the Rangers, and it was a 4-1 series. I think was it a 4-1 series? Let me see. I think it was 4-1. Let's. Do you guys remember?
Yes, I think so. I'll pull it up.
Sorry, can you say that again? I didn't catch that.
So the LA Kings beat the Rangers in 2014 in the finals. I think it was a 4-1 series, right?
After
like
Price
5
injury.
games total.
Yep.
Yeah.
Price injury. Yeah.
Okay.
It was an accident, okay?
Yeah,
let's just say it was I think it was a 5-game series. I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, it is 5 games. Okay.
Yeah, they
so
beat the Rangers in 5
games. It was like with ease, right? Like I guess not with ease, but like they did win in 5 games.
Yeah.
Okay. So what happened in this season is the Bruins in the offseason traded Tyler Seguin, Rich Beverly, and Ryan Button for Matt Fraser, Louis Eriksson, Joe Morrow, and Riley Smith.
I mean, Riley Smith,
this
sure,
was the
but
yeah, this was the first year. This year, like the year that followed this, like the season that he got traded. This was Sagan's first 80-point season. So he had over a point per game, 84 points in 80 games. He had 37 goals. If the Bruins had him this year, I think they would have made the finals, and I think they would have won the cup this year. And the reason why is because they had Krejci at 69 points, they had Bergeron 62, and Ginlaw this year as well, 61 points. Lucic was killing it. He was he had 24 goals, 59 points. Brad Marchand had 25 goals, 53 points. I'm not going to add Riley Smith here. He did have a good year. He had 51 points, but he was their sixth best player. Now, if you had Sagan to this team, I think they would have made the finals, and I think they would have beat LA. And I know that LA was well structured, but there was a pretty big gap in points here. Like Kopitar had 70 points here in 82 games. And then the next person here was Carter, 50, and the next person after that was Williams with 43. So that was their top 3 players. And if you compare their top 3 players with the top 5 players of Boston, it's so much stronger in Boston. And I know Quick had a crazy good year. He had a 915 that year. But I mean, the Bruins had Tuukka Rask as well, and that was and Rask actually had a better year than him. He had a 930 save percentage. So
that's the year Boston lost to Montreal, right? Because Montreal beat Boston to move on to the Rangers.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Even with Sagan, Montreal and Boston, no matter who they have, it's just always a crapshoot. It just always is.
I guess you're right, but that was Sagan's first dominant year having.
But I do agree with you.
Well, he had 30. Yeah, he had 37. He was one of the best players in the league at this point, right? So, I think if they had that star of a player, it just puts them over. He would lead the team in points essentially, and for Boston, right? So yeah. They were already that good without him, and I think if they added him, they would have just pushed him over the edge. And I think the finals, I think they would have beat LA, but if anything, it would be more than 5 games of a series.
Yeah, I think they would have beaten LA. But also,
was this the series they had the Pacioretty controversy? The Pacioretty Zdeno Chara?
No, that was later.
Is that a different one?
That was later.
Yeah,
because Pacioretty was there for the Rangers series. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, that was the one that I think I do have one more as well, but
sure.
That relates to. Should I quickly mention it?
Well,
okay, so
can I just say though, the Boston Bruins, I see what they're attempting there. They're trying to continuously build assets.
Yeah.
They made the mistake though. They traded a young player who's promising for older pieces. I like that they got Riley Smith. He's a good piece, but
yeah, Riley Smith was good.
That was the one good piece they got, and Louis Eriksson did play well for them. So keep that in mind. So Louis Eriksson and Riley Smith, that's 2 wingers instead of the center, that's Sagan, because they already had Bergeron. I'm pretty sure Savard was still there, and Krejci. So Sagan didn't really fit in. So then they get 2 wingers who can accompany the third/second line. So I get what they're trying to do. I think they made the mistake, and you can see this based on Boston's lack of prospects coming up that they've had. Also, their draft year where they took, instead of Barzal, Connor, and Chabot, they took Senyshyn, Zaboral, and DeBrusk. I like DeBrusk, but the other 2 guys, I think they'd have more prospects too. But if they traded Sagan for, say, a first-round pick, Riley Smith, and instead of Eriksson, that's a better trade, right?
It's because I'm looking up some more background info on it. Apparently, it's because Chiarelli wasn't a big fan of Tyler Sagan's work ethic and his activities.
He didn't party a lot there, I guess.
He didn't fit in the locker room very well. Char didn't like him either. I know that.
Yeah, I think it's because he was a young kid in an older.
Yeah, he was 22, right? I guess.
Yeah,
him and Kessel coming in, they didn't fit in very well to that team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel bad though, because you need those young guys in to make a good locker room. Helps with the dynamic. Also, I think Chat just got an ad.
Yeah, they got an ad.
They got an ad.
You
need
know
those young guys though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they actually didn't have Savard at this point. I was just looking through their whole player roster, I guess. They had 35 players that year and he wasn't on it.
Okay, I think he retired then at that point.
Yeah, maybe. But I was just looking at the point totals. Like Riley Smith was 6th in points that year for them, and Eriksson was 10th. And between Smith and Eriksson's goals, Sagan had more by 7. And point totals. So between Smith and Eriksson, the point total was 88, and Sagan had 83 that year. So it was just like, it's just like funny to look at like from that perspective as well. But yeah, who knows? I honestly think they would have had their second cup then.
Yeah, and Spider-Man from Naruto also said that wasn't Sagan maybe having relations with someone's wife / was
called
on
an entanglement.
Playboy.
Yeah.
So I see why they traded him. I'm just saying they made the wrong, like they traded him the wrong way. They didn't trade them with the foresight of saying we're going to be good forever, where we're always going to have recycling prospects coming in to take over from the old guard. They just said we're going to get good now. And
in all fairness, though, like I know Dallas got Sagan, but they've only made the finals once, and Sagan doesn't have a lot to show for what everybody thought he was.
He's gone through a lot of injury problems lately.
Good.
Well, like after his injury in like 2018-19, I guess, like he definitely just regressed, right?
But I think it ended up working out because do you think Boston was going to end up paying Sagan his to 8 mil, 9 mil?
No, but you have him as an RFA. You just qualify him and then trade him. You trade the rights.
Yeah.
He's still worth a lot because he's an RFA. They have all the power.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Plus, I think like they still would have I think they do win the cup in 2014, but like that also does keep them competitive for a bit as well.
That's true.
Like they would go up against Chicago in 2015. That would be a really good series, and then 2016, who won it? Was it
Because Boston did win a cup not long after the trade, didn't they?
They only won their one cup.
The one. Yeah,
in
and that was with him, right?
Yeah, so he was super young then.
Yeah. And so Spider from Naruto makes a good point. He says that they made a bad choice with the things they got back, but they made the right choice in cutting off a locker room problem. So I get that. They just so like I said, that they acquired the wrong pieces. They didn't build properly. They thought we're just gonna build now and try to win. They didn't think we're gonna have a long-term success here. And that's why they got high draft picks in the 2016 draft, I think it was. But then they messed those picks up because they went off the board with Zach Senyshyn, Jake DeBrusk, and Jacob Zaboral when Matt Barzal, Thomas Chabot, and Kyle Connor were all sitting there and went back to back to back after those picks.
I heard they're okay, though.
I heard they're okay, man. I heard Thomas Chabot's a pretty good defenseman. Imagine a Chabot-McAvoy pairing, by the way. That would have been a thing. Imagine Matt Barzal behind Patrice Bergeron. And imagine Kyle Connor with Matt Barzal behind Patrice Bergeron, David Pastrnak, and Brad Marchand. I'm just saying.
Did you guys see the J-Fresh card of Charlie McAvoy I sent you guys?
He's amazing.
Charlie McAvoy?
He's amazing.
Holy shit. Yeah, it's crazy. Like he's like everything, every single category is like in the 90s or 100s or something, like at least for defensive statistics, and it's crazy. Crazy good. Like he gets paid 9.5 and you look at nurses and it is not looking like this at all.
And then he leads the league in baby faces.
Yeah, for sure.
The baby is.
I don't know. Arturi Lehkonen is up there.
You actually kind of look like McAvoy a little bit.
Oh yeah,
similar.
I can see it. I can see it. Can we get McAvoy up here? Can you guys get him on a stream thing?
Yeah, I'll show you right now what I'm looking at.
Let's get McAvoy on here. Let's get him on the podcast. Should reach out to him.
that would be sick. Yeah, there you go.
Hey, okay, so we have your twin on our...
Would you like to meet your twin and be part of our podcast and sponsor us?
Like this face, like I can, like it's the same structure, it's the same shape.
I can't see it. Let me.
Can you click on the image? Oh, that did not help at all. No, my bad. Oh well, just leave it like that.
Yeah, let's see if we can get another.
Ooh, the left. Yeah.
This one, yeah, right?
Click on that one. Let's see what that takes us. There you go.
I think he looks a lot like, you know what? Like, eyebrows are kind of, I don't know. Like, I think his actual shape of his face.
Yeah, I see the structure and like kind of like that. Yeah. Literally, the hair is the exact same too, right here.
Yeah.
And then Spider-Man from Naruto called
I'm Philip Tomasino.
Tomasino.
No way. Show me this. I was told like Andre Palat back in like NHL 15 or something, but that's a long time ago.
People call me Austin Matthews on the street.
Oh my god, yo!
I don't see it, guys. Oh man. I don't know. I think the eyes are very different, but I could see it.
Now that we're looking at Tomasino, I kind of think he looks like Andre Mangiapane.
Yeah, he does. He does a little bit.
I don't know. Guys, get the picture where he's not in a hockey uniform. Go down a bit. There. See the one we see on the bench? I don't see it. I don't see it.
I don't see it there. I don't see it there. No. Any other doppelgangers?
Lucky Looney says they did a side by side on Twitter or something like that of them with Ben Scrivens, and it got likes. It's just the jawline is a bit different. Andrew is close too. Andrew Mangiapane.
I don't know if it's like
Henrik Lundqvist and Bradley Cooper work well together.
This is the classic, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know who look really similar? Joel and Henrik Lundqvist.
Well, no, duh.
Do they actually though? Or does he have a twin?
Yeah.
Oh, he actually has a twin? Oh, I didn't even know. I thought they were just like brothers. Okay, never mind.
It's like
non-twin brothers. Okay.
Jack Eichel and the robber from Home Alone.
Oh yeah, that definitely works.
That's just not nice.
Who does Berta like? Who's Berta's doppelganger?
I got many, man.
I was thinking like.
Oh my god, I saw this on your TikTok. I was dying. Oh my gosh.
Not ridiculous.
You're much nicer than him though.
Oh, yeah, I don't know why, but if you had like the stubble, I don't know why I was thinking like Patrice Bergeron.
Dude, let me show you exactly what people used to say I look like. I don't even know why. Hold on.
Bro, that girl on Love Is Blind was way out of that guy's league, by the way. Is no one going to talk about that?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. I can't find the picture. There's a Ryan Kessler picture someone did side by side of me. It looked ridiculously close. I mean, I don't even think I look like him at all. But like that one picture, it did. Well,
we said Patrice Bergeron. Let's see Patrice Bergeron here.
I don't know why. I think if Harjan had the stubble, I could kind of see it.
I think your facial is very similar, eerily similar. Go to the picture of him next to the cup, maybe.
Actually, on
below, like in the sweater. You go down, the one in the sweater right there on the right.
Oh shit! Nah. His nose is too big. Like his nose is like thicker, like outwards more. Mine's more.
I think so.
I can see it a bit.
I think it's kind of close.
I can see it a bit. The facial structure is very similar.
Yeah,
I think that works.
Should we just look up Berta, man? Let's see what happens.
I'm down. Let's look up each of our users' names. See what happens. Interesting.
There's Tina, Kevin, Robin, Lovey.
Our podcast.
Yeah.
What happened? Really?
Our podcast came up. I'm actually impressed.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening here. Am I getting scored on? I don't know. Let's get out of here.
I think that's what happens when we search up our names.
I found a female streamer who looks like Kaden Korshak, told them and they couldn't deny it.
Did you just put Mike?
I typed in Paunch.
Oh my god. Put in Paunch_YYC. See what comes up. I mean, it's probably going to be his Twitch channel, but...
Yeah.
Oh!
What the fuck?
Oh.
What in the world? Let's go here.
Yo, Paunch is fancy, man. Holy. Paunch, what's going on?
It's because you put YYC.
I get it. Yeah, I did. I recorrected it after.
No, it's okay. It's because YYC's the airport.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well done.
I mean, this does make sense. Oh, God. Why am I on the Steve Dangle thing?
Nice.
Yo, wait, what? Oh, I remember that one. That was funny. Wait, how is that there? Oh, cinematic announcement. How's the fan connection thing there? How's that image there? What?
Because you tagged.
Oh, it's the anchor.
Yeah.
Well,
to anybody that's actually listening to this on any platform, I'm sorry. You're just going to have to go look at YouTube.
Useless.
Yeah,
You're
this is not a fun part for you.
For this. Yeah, sorry about that. Right,
that's okay. It's just a small segment, guys. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's time for the daily matchups.
Right. Okay, let me just quickly run through it.
We go.
So chat didn't put anything for or in the Discord for last week.
Did they? For Tuesday?
No, not for Tuesday, but for us, you went 5 for 9, Mike. Ponch went 3 for 9, and I went 4 for 9.
Let's go, baby.
Mike won it this time.
Let's go, baby.
I do have all these in the notes though still, so I'll calculate it all. I'll get it done for Tuesday. We can all look.
Sure.
See what the total is. Yeah.
Do you guys want to go over today's matchups quickly, and then we'll call it a stream?
Yeah, let's do it. So the first matchup we got Columbus versus the Islanders.
Islanders, baby. They won last time. Do it again.
Columbus.
All right.
Ruined both your chances of making the playoffs. Let's do it.
Okay. I'm gonna pick the Islanders as well. Okay. Second matchup of the day: the Devils versus the Bruins.
Bruins. It's not gonna be close.
Bruins, and I got the Devils.
I'm saying Bruins, but I think Jack Hughes scores a goal. Just for fun.
Blackhawks versus Panthers.
Panthers.
No, that's a joke. That's a joke.
Panthers.
We should play the odds today, I think.
I'm gonna play Blackhawks. Why not? Let's do it.
Why not?
Yeah. Okay. And then we got the Jets and Leafs.
Ooh. Labushkin's out, I think. I don't think they're playing Blackwell today. And it's going to be a physical game. I'm going Jets today.
Jets, okay.
Jets don't have Connor. Connor's on IR right now.
All the more reason for Shifley to do something weird.
Punch, you gonna pick the Leafs then?
I've got the Leafs.
Okay, I'm gonna pick the Leafs as well.
Toronto Maple Leafs.
Not nobody's Leafs. Okay, Canes and Canadians.
Go Habs, go. They gotta win one at some point. I'm going Habs.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
I'm gonna go Canes.
Okay, I'm gonna go Canes as well.
Yo, Kev player throwing some shade, saying that because I picked the Jets, the Leafs are gonna win. Hey, yo, watch yourself before you wreck yourself. All right? Oh no, check your. Damn it.
Yourself.
Okay.
Damn it.
We're gonna move on. Penguins.
No. Oh, darn, that's an embarrassment. Oh my god.
That's brutal.
Let's pretend that never happened.
The Penguins and Wild. Who's gonna win?
Yeah, I wouldn't want chat to clip that. Clip that.
You can just clip it yourself. Penguins. I'm going Penguins.
Pens. Punch.
That's
who do the
guys.
Pens have?
Wild.
I've got the Wild.
I will pick the Penguins. The Penguinians. All right, and then Kings and Flames.
Kings. You know what? Screw it. Why not? Kings. Prove me right. Have a good game.
Mm-hmm.
This is where it goes downhill for me. Team. I start off strong. I'm gonna go for all the just the consistent teams, and then shit hits the fan. I just start going with all the random teams. That's why I keep losing.
I'm going with Canada's team.
Don't say it.
The Flames.
Oh god.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna go with the Flames as well. All right. That's funny. I actually already wrote Flames for you before you continued, and then I wrote Flames again for you because you said it. Okay. Avs and Sharks.
Avs. I don't even have to say it. I don't think. Ponch is standing up right now, showing off his Sharks jersey.
I already wrote Avs Sharks for him. Yeah,
that's a nice jersey, though. I really like it.
Yeah, it's really good. I can
Leafs high key copied you with their reversible.
Yeah, I can eat pasta in it without no spaghetti sauce stains.
Oh yeah,
you'll never know.
I like that.
And then the rematch
Mine would be screwed.
Yeah, you'd be done. Rematch is of the Stars and Ducks.
I said Ducks last time and they lost, so I'm gonna go Ducks again and hope they win.
I've got the Stars, but I hope Troy Terry scores 2 goals, but it's a 2-3 game because I've got Ottinger too.
Yep, for the same reason I got the Ducks, same reason as Mike. So yeah, I picked the Ducks over the Stars, and that's it for today's matchups.
Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for stopping by. So a huge shout out to Kev Player, Lucky Looney, and Spider-Man from Naruto for sticking to the end. So we appreciate you guys hanging out, asking us your questions, interacting with us. It was a lot of fun today. Obviously, shout out to Cheese Whiz as well for stopping by, and Air Snags for being here earlier in the stream as well. So, as well as J God, actually. I don't want to forget J God. So thank you all for stopping by. Shout out to Lol Connor too for the follow. We appreciate it. Following off stream. And we'll catch you all in the next one. You can check us out at The Fan Connection on basically anything, all platforms. So Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, all as The Fan Connection. I am posting the link for the podcast in the chat. I messed up. I did podcast in all caps. Oh my God. Oh no, it worked. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can check us out on our Anchor link, and it gives you the link to all our platforms. Or you can check us out as Some Lazy Guys 09 on Twitch, because I usually host the podcast. The nights where I can't host it for whatever reason, Berta usually takes over, or Punch takes over. So you can check out their channels, Bertaman or Punch_YY. Is it YYC or YCC?
YYC.
Okay, I was right. Okay,
like
Punch. I'm usually right then. Okay, good. So Punch_YYC. You can check him out on his channel. Go show some love. Drop him a follow. Rate us anywhere you want. We appreciate it. Any support, any feedback goes a long way. Leave us some comments on YouTube or Twitch, and we'll get back to you. Or leave us a comment on our TikTok. Literally any of our platforms. You can send us a tweet on social media, on Twitter. Some Lazy Guy 13 for me. I think Berta, yours is just Hardjan11. I think.
Yep.
Something like that. So and
I'll
Punch.
cheat a Bertaman. Just look up Bertaman, you'll find
There
it.
you go. Oh, and Punch, I don't remember yours. I'm sorry, but you can check us out on all the platforms, and we'll see you next Tuesday.